And the Harvey Petal. The Harvey Petal. The Harvey Petal we named after Rose Harvey. And it's used for all kinds of stuff. You can use this, a bunch of these petals, for centers. I use it for my big, huge roses with 21-inch mesh. So the way I'm going to show you with 10-inch mesh, you would do it exactly the same with 21-inch mesh, and you can make the big rose. It makes more of a whimsical rose than the other rose I showed you that is just the umbrella shape. This petal is almost like you can use this petal to fill in for anything, literally. And it's very simple. It's 10 by 10 again, and curl up. And what you're going to do is, I like to do it where I don't see the seams. Like if you make it this way, so you're going to fold it down and you do your finished edges, the factory edges together. And if you scrunch, that's all you do at the bottom, is you're scrunching it. And it gives you this really cool formation, okay? Almost like a bubble thing, and it makes a really fun flower. The only thing is, when you do it with the factory edges at the bottom, you see your cut edges, your raw edges. So what I like to do is have my raw, or my factory edges to the sides, bring this down, and then just, I start from the center and work my way to the outside. And it's almost like a shell. It looks like a shell. And I put like an elastic on it. If you want to make a larger Harvey petal, because you can see this is kind of small, this would be perfect to put a bunch of these in the center to make a center of a flower, or just to outline. So you go around row 4 with these petals and then put something in the middle. That's a fun looking flower. If you want a bigger one than this, you would just cut your mesh bigger. So this one is a 10 by 10 piece. If I cut this, say 15 inches, fold it over, so your factory edges are at the side again, and you fold it over and match these raw edges together. Scrunch from one side and then go to the other side. You can see you get a much larger petal. So you can control the size of this petal just by the length of the mesh that you cut. Okay, so this is a really, really fun petal. Like I said, you can do a whole bunch of these and stick them all on the board, and it actually looks like a carnation, because when you stick them onto the board, take the board, it actually makes an S shape. Here, let me put an elastic around it. So this is a multi-purpose kind of petal. And I've done a flower with all of these just in the center. So what you would do is just put you could do it either way. You can put the tail going the outside or the tail going the inside. And these would stack, once they were all in together, they would push up against each other. And when they push up against each other, they make like an S shape like this. Okay? And when you fill this all in with a bunch of the S shapes, it forms a carnation. It's really, really pretty. And then you would just put some green leaves on the outside, and it really does look like a carnation. But it's all just these petals filled up the whole board, the same color. And like I said, once they start stacking with each other, they make this S formation, and it actually looks like a carnation. But it's a great petal. If you don't know what to do for a center, put 4 of these, not as big. You wouldn't use big ones like these. You would just use your 10 by 10 ones. And put a bunch of these in, oh, my elastic's coming out, into the center. because you can control how big or how little you want them. And they'll just make a cute little puffy center. So, like I said, it's a good filler and it's a great petal to just add into a flower to give it some different look or some dimension. We're almost done. Next is the